Alright, Scorpio, this is the most awkward seating position I can possibly have right now, but we're working with it. Yeah, it's been a while, sorry. I couldn't get to your reading sooner. I've been busy. Alright, so, squeeze me. Starting out, we've got the Hangman here. Hangman in reverse. There's like a timeout you're either coming out of in terms of working towards something, planning something. Maybe you spent a lot of time away from the normal routine of things, trying to get this project plans off the ground in some sort of way. They could have been financially relevant. There's Piscean energy here as well, so it could have been something to do with art or some kind of arts project of some kind. Financial, maybe you work in the arts in some sort of way. I see you coming out of that like slow trotting, kind of lethargic kind of, but with the Knight of Pentacles, it's really like steady but slow progress. So now you feel like you can get back on your feet again and maybe focus your attention on other things or get involved in other things, or it's about that time for you. Presently, what you're thinking about, what you're aware of, you really want to get something done. Like you've come to the end, you're struggling to finish up something you're working on, and it's been like a really arduous pain in the ass thing. The 10 of Wands, 10 of Rods is like, we're almost at the finish line, but we can't even see it because we're just so over all of the energy we've had to put out, all that we've been carrying, and we really need a break. But if we keep pushing, eventually we'll get there, right? That's the way it goes. But with the Knight of Wands here, you're distracted. You've been distracted with something, or maybe that's what this is. Maybe you've been distracted with this, but he's turning away from it. I feel like something else has drawn your attention, and it was from the past. We're coming up on Mercury retrograde soon. We'll be entering shadow, I think, within the week or so. So something from the past definitely has caught your eye, or you kind of were distracted from whatever you were working on. I see that whatever it was, you kind of got a wake-up call about it, and maybe you've been keeping notes on how things have been, and then just adding up some kind of information or some kind of, maybe you have been keeping a diary or something, you've been writing a blog or something that you daily do, or, on a routine basis you do, that helps you be able to reflect and look back and seeing that, maybe things needed to change by reflecting on that, because the Hangman is also about reflection, and taking time out to get spiritually inclined to something, get a download about how you want something to go, or how something went in the past and how you want to go into the future. All right. The Judgment card is about that, like, sudden, like, wham of, like, oh my God, I figured out what the issue was, or I've been kind of given a warning from the universe, like, source has said, like, hey, you can't do this anymore, or you should do this now, or, there's a change that's needed, right? There's some kind of snapping to it. And maybe you got the inclination in the past to start writing or blogging or doing something where you're incrementally documenting things, your journey, something. So you got into that. What you're not aware of is that there's a blessing coming in. There's something that you are going to really love, that you're going to really enjoy, that's going to emotionally uplift you in some sort of way. With the Ace of Cups, it can be anything from a new relationship to maybe you want a child and you are gonna have a child, or there's some good news coming in that makes your heart like feel a little lighter and fluffier and happier, okay? But it's the beginning of something, so it's also like, you know, it's just a baby seed of like happiness, like a little spark of joy, but it's like can grow into, it has the potential to grow into something much more. So in the future, the near future, I see you making an offer to someone or something, you putting yourself out there in some sort of way to make yourself emotionally vulnerable in some sort of way, or to, you know, put your passions and your love for something on the line, and you take action on that. I'm not going to clarify this just yet. I want to keep going here. So then I see that you are advised in this situation to it's two ways this can go. Either you're going to be making, you need to make some changes to something, or maybe you've been holding on to something that needs to be let go of. With the Death card, it's about regeneration, transformation, change. It's about endings that lead to a new beginning. Things have to die so that we can, you know, everything can regenerate and be reborn again. So there's something here that you're going to either be dropping and letting go of, and I'm thinking it's the past with this past history card in reverse. So letting go of any negative things that have happened in the past. And with the Fish card there, it's like maybe it was about money or finances. It could have been about the flow of things. Things weren't going as smooth as you wanted them to. With the Knight of Pentacles here, it's a little different than the Knight of Cups, where it's a little slower progress. It's not as exciting, it's a little more humdrum. It's very earthy. So maybe you're just, you know, and I got a lot of Pisces energy here, so I don't know if that resonates with you or not, Scorpio, but, and here is your card. This is your card in the tarot, the Death card. Transformation, regeneration, Pluto, Scorpio energy. So there's something here about letting things go that need to be let go of from the past, maybe. Or maybe you don't have history in this situation. Things have changed, and this is all new for you, because you got this here. He's holding that cup there. So there's like this new adventure you're going on, this new venture you're trying out for. Also, I forgot. This, I believe, this Judgment card is Mars and Scorpio. So it's like something from the depth is being pushed up. There's something coming to light here that you're finding out something's written. Maybe it's a contract of some kind, like you're dealing with some kind of work-related thing. I'm not sure, but anyway, I'm getting that. So you have both your cards on the table. That's really cool. All right, so also maybe not changing, because it's in reverse. Maybe not changing so much is needed, but to go with the flow more. So like, you don't have to change everything you did in the past, but maybe just go with the flow into the future more. Don't go against the current anymore, is what they're saying. I don't know. Change things up in a way that you haven't. And it's really important, again, with the Scorpio energy. I have another Scorpio card on the table. So the Six of Cups in reverse is a need to let go of the past, and to let go. Maybe we're obsessing over things that happened in the past. Maybe we are, the past is haunting us in some sort of way, and it's not necessarily in reverse. It's not really a great feeling, so we're letting go of that. In the 8th placement here, that's your placement, the 8th house. I just think that, like, the past is definitely being let go. You're being called to action. Maybe you focused on reflecting on what happened, and now you're ready to eventually move forward here. So, and this is also about some love that is shared. So this is often about, on the upright, it's about fond memories from childhood, or our youth, and looking to kind of get a glimpse or a glint of what we experience in that moment. And often we think of the past as being far greater than it actually was. So we can have almost like an illusion, or a rose-colored glasses about how our past actually was. So you're no longer going to be doing that in some regard. You're going to be letting go of a relationship from the past, or some form of intimacy that you shared with somebody in the past. Something that you thought that you had in common with somebody, you may be letting go of that in the past. I don't know if it's because somebody changed up on you, or they showed that they were a toxic individual of some kind and there were triggers involved. Yeah, friendship, soulmate situation. I don't know what that is exactly. For each of you, it will be different. Doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but because there's so many cups here, it could be. So anyway, moving on. You hope that you are victorious in the situation, that you come out on top, that people see you in a good light, and that there's no underhanded dealings, that you can be upfront about something, or someone else can be upfront. You don't have to sneak around anymore, or somebody else doesn't have to sneak around. Or the Seven of Swords is strategy, and when we have it in reverse, it can be a negative strategy, right? It can be somebody being manipulative. Somebody could be underhanded and you're hoping to be victorious over that situation. It's falling in the 9th place. So it could be about, in more modern astrology, I would think that some people refer to the 9th house as some place of legal matters. So it could be legal matters, because I do have that journal keeping notes here. Okay. So something could have been a little bit underhanded that you dealt with in the past on someone else's end, and you're hoping that you're coming out on top and the other person will be seen as somebody who was underhanded, or that you in this situation will still be seen in a good light, that you'll still be received well, and that that any strategies that you put into place, you won't have to like really, like here we're planning, right? But it's one foot in front of the other, pretty basic. This is like the tried and true way. This is more of, oh man, I have to have plan A, B, and C, and D. And if somebody moves this way, I got to move this way. So this is more checkers. This is chess. And it's can be a little manipulative with certain things. So you're hoping that you don't have to be like that. You're hoping that you don't have to stoop to that level, and that you can be successful in this situation and seen well in a good light. So, outcome cards. Now, I pulled 3 cards. I usually do. I do it a little different. You got the Star, okay, as your first, future outcome card. That's hopes, wishes, dreams coming true. That's healing. It has to do with friendship and humanitarianism and charity and hope, and yeah, I said dreams coming true, right? Yeah. So it's about restoration. You're hoping that some situation, if it is a legal situation with the not the Judgment card, the Justice card, oh my goodness, the Justice card here, but the Judgment card and the Justice, this could very well be a legal situation for you. So whatever happened here, your outcome is saying that there will be a restoration, justice will be served. You might be worrying here a lot and really having a difficult time at night dealing with this situation, because there's some sort of restrictions, or this has been a real struggle for you. This might be really pulling on fears and anxiety for you, and you're just really tired of dealing with this, and I don't think you really like to fight. You're not really a fight. I mean, Scorpios can be vicious, right? I've seen a Scorpio or two go down swinging. But I feel like that for some reason, whoever's listening to this, that you're not looking to deal with any more stress. I think you want to be stress-free. I think that you feel really like limited in some sort of way. If this is about career, things will balance themselves out. There will be kind of like a comeback. Definitely a comeback. Your strategy, your plans, your efforts will, I mean, initially it might not seem like that, but whatever you put forward now, your advice is to not change anything too much, but just go with the flow and don't repeat past mistakes, or don't really look to the past as much for support in your future. For some reason, that's telling you that. Okay, so I got 2 Lenormand cards because I really didn't like these glass buggers. I didn't think that was like a good note to leave it off of. You're just realizing what triggers you. I have a car here. I don't know if that's relevant at all. Something coming to light about some kind of trigger situation. Anyway, triggering situation. So these 2 here, the reputation of an older man, or it could be an older man in your life in some sort of way, or it could be that your reputation and career is going to be much better. Something is going to improve in terms of your career. There's wisdom here with the lily card. There's purity. There's like this, also your reputation in a legal situation would be seen as being the innocent one, somebody who didn't do anything wrong, the truth here, reputation of telling the truth. So, and what else did I want to say? So there is a new beginning and a solution that has an outcome of success here with the Lenormand cards. So I'm going to go through the houses. I do a little astrology. It's on a circle, but whatever. First house. You're taking things a little slower these days. I don't know if it's because it's hot, but you are you're going to be more relaxed in your body, more centered in your body, and what's the word I'm looking for? More present in your body. Taurus rules the neck, so be careful with your neck. Okay. Yeah, his neck and this neck here. For some reason, that's coming through. Okay, second house, money. So anything that's been holding you up, maybe you've been saving and you've just not been able to go out or make any money moves, that's going to be changing soon. You're going to be able to get back to it again. You won't be as restricted with finances as much as you have been. You're going to feel like you've taken a break long enough and that you can start making new plans with finances. Let's see. Third placement. I've got doing a lot of trips, quick trips around your neighborhood. Maybe you'll be moving in your neighborhood or helping somebody else move, but there's something here about lots of movement and carrying things to and from places. So that could be something that comes up in this next period for you. Give it 30 days, 28 days or so. Something new that you love in your home or in your family. Something to do with, maybe it's a new tub. I mean, it's something that brings you joy, that helps you relax, that makes you excited in some sort of way. There's a new cup, something new and shiny for your home or in your home life, in your family. Maybe somebody's having a baby, like I said, in your family. Or good news is coming from the family in regards to something. Romantic endeavors, sexual relationships, creative projects. Like I said, you're doing a creative writing project, or you are maybe journaling your thoughts and feelings about a relationship of some kind. You might have been called to do this, or you feel like it's part of your calling in some sort of way. Maybe you're you're starting to become more serious about being a writer. Maybe that's what this might have been about. Planning this, writing this piece, this screenplay, this book. Something to do with writing something, or you could have been studying something even in the past that like was more of a creative hobby. Yeah, something like that. You were called to do this. It's like an itch you needed to scratch in some sort of way. So 5th, 6th house, health and routines, day-to-day life. You're going to be doing a lot more things that you love on a daily basis. I feel like you're putting more self-care into your routine. Maybe you're hanging out with people on a daily basis more, like maybe your coworkers, or your, you know, there's people in your life that you want to be friends with, that you actually enjoy their company, that they're reaching out their hand or their cup of love to you in some sort of way, whether it be friendship, romance, whatever. There's some kind of offering of kindness and actions towards loving connections here within your day-to-day life. Your health, drinking more water. It can be like, what else at the health and routine? You literally could be doing some kind of sport that you love on a routine basis. I don't know if it's like something that's fun that also you enjoy, but also is good for you in some sort of way. What else? 6th place, 7th place. So committed relationships, partnerships, and contracts, and all kinds. So there might need to be some readjustments to a transition within some sort of contract or commitment. There might be changes in a relationship of some kind, and it could be financial with the fish card here. Maybe there was some kind of client or some kind of contractual situation, and there's been changes made to that or revisions. If I had the Queen of Swords here, I'd be like settled on revisions, but it's saying that this new situation, however this changes, it isn't going to be like the past. So if the past was not so good, it will be different. If it's a new relationship that's more committed that's coming in, it's going to be, it's going to not require you to have to change who you are at a core level. It's going to flow a lot easier. And there's going to be, I want to say that there's, you might not, this is a new person. I don't think you know this person, at least you don't know them well, okay? 8th placement. Oh, but I didn't even say that. This is how others see you. So others might see you as somebody who is really avoiding talking about the past, or that you are hanging on to the past in some sort of way. Now, this is how others are seeing you. It doesn't necessarily mean this is how you actually are. But there's something here about not willing to let go of the past, or not willing to look at the past. Like you're out of sight, out of mind. I don't want to think about that past relationship. I don't want to think about, maybe you move on pretty quickly from things and other people see you as that. I'm not sure exactly what that's about, but you'll probably know and be able to fit that where it needs to fit. Also, sex, shared resources, intimacy. I see you letting go of something that you once shared with somebody from the past. This could be in terms of finances. It could be maybe you had a bill that you shared with somebody and you've been co-paying it for a while. Maybe that's no longer going to be a situation. Maybe you shared intimacy with somebody in the past and you're no longer doing that. There's a letting go of those kind of things. Psychological sadness over the past, or loss, feeling grief over the past, is being released. Ninth house. Yeah, like I said, your wishes are to make a homecoming that, it could be a surprise. Something you might want to plan a surprise visit somewhere where you haven't been seen in a while. That could be happening. But you don't want to be sneaky about it, or you don't want to be, maybe you don't want to be caught about it. Something here about, like, also your beliefs. Your beliefs are being recognized. People are looking at you for your beliefs. They're seeing you as somebody who is, has some merit, has some notoriety in terms of your beliefs, and also that there's something unique about your beliefs. With the Seven of Swords here, it's very Aquarian energy, so it's really future forward, and but it's in the reverse, so it's also like some people might find it a bit odd or a bit too unreachable for them, but you're hoping that it will be received well, or there's something here about your beliefs being seen as different, but also being seen as in a good light by people. Now, 10th house of career, stardom, fame, especially because I have the Six of Rods so close. It's just an increase in popularity, world-centered people watching you from all over the world, or you being seen in a really positive light, like you're having a comeback of some kind in your career. With these two cards, I already told you about those. Those are also career orientated. Reputation is on a glow up, major glow up. 11th house. This could be social justice, having to do with like any causes that you're involved with and creating peace and harmony out in the world. This can be about any kind of humanitarian kind of thing. It can also be about bringing equality to, this is the month of like equality, right, that we have, June. Something about like being, and also a lot of Aquarian energy. I have an Aquarius placement, Aquarian card, and another Aquarian card. So very future forward, a lot of understanding of others, being somebody who's a free thinker, who's rebellious in some sort of way. 11th house. Getting justice within a public setting of some kind. Within your friend circle as well, just being the mediator, being somebody who levels things out, that doesn't let things get too crazy or anything. And then your 12th house, the house of suffering, right? The 12th house is hard. You're struggling with something, maybe mental health wise. You've been struggling with feeling defensive, feeling restricted in some sort of way, not being able to, feeling very frustrated as well, like you can't get your point across, or you can't communicate with certain people in your life, or there's been some challenges with, just stress and being, maybe being afraid of having to be vulnerable again after being hurt, or feeling on the defense about something because stuff has been hard lately. So, but that's, at least that's in its placement. It's where that kind of energy like sits normally. So I think it will be passing. Yeah. All right, Scorpio. I hope you enjoyed your reading. I'll catch you next time. Bye.